characters, and then when you break down into action, it's kick butt, blow things up, save the world in that order. This is an over the top martial arts super adventure gonzo, everything but the kitchen sink, everyday hero, magic cop, transformed animals, cyber monkeys, you name it, it's in here. Um, and I couldn't love it more. This is an awesome game. We are weighing in at hardback, obviously, stitched and sewn, or stitched and glued, and we are weighing in at, these are the GM pages, about 350 pages, all said and done. The last couple of pages are not numbered because they're made to be photocopied, and I guess they aesthetically they didn't want it on there. There's a character sheet in here, but what the nice thing is, you basically you take one of these, like here's a transformed dragon. You take it, you have a certain amount of points, you make some choices, boom, you're up and running. You can be playing this game in literally minutes. So originally published in 1996, kickstarted in I think 2014, end of 2014, 2015. Robin D. Laws is the writer, published by Atlas Games. It has a neat die mechanic. It also has what it's called the shot sequence. Everything you do, you'll roll initiative just like everybody else. It is the one time where this is a 2d6 game. You want them optimally two different colors, basically yin and yang, so red and black, white and red, something like that. And you'll roll initiative. Initiative is the only die roll that doesn't explode. Any other die rolls explode. Your yin and yang, your positive and your negative, you're going to roll those and subtract the two. If you're left with a positive number, you'll add it to your skill or attribute, and if you meet or exceed the target number, then you succeed. If you roll lower, you fail. If you roll boxcars, you keep rolling until you get a positive or a negative number, the final total, but you re-roll sixes. Combat, same way. The nice thing about this is one of the cool things it does is you roll, let's say your target number is 14, and you roll and you get, all things said and done, you get a 17. So you would subtract 14 from 17, that would leave you with a positive 3. That's called the swerve. You take that and you add it to whatever damage, if it happens to be a combat situation or a situation where you would apply damage. So you add whatever your swerve is to your actual damage of your weapon. So you can get some crazy numbers here. It can go really cool. But the neat thing about this is when this game, the first edition, was taken from the point of view of an action movie. And you were playing within this realm, and it was ambiguous whether or not it was real or not. And they kind of, as they went through from the core book and they put out all the subsequent books, it became more and more of its own cosm, its own reality, and they kind of shied away from the movie theme. And I may be confusing that with a Hong Kong action theater. I can't remember, but it seems pretty close. But anyway, either way, it's a crazy, crazy world. You have uplifted animals that are basically, you buy the book. First of all, let's get that out of the way. Just buy the book. It's a fun read. If nothing else, for the puns that are inside of it. And if you read it and you've been watching a lot of TV or whatever, you're going to get a lot of these puns. They're pretty cool. But this is the shot tracker, and this is how you keep track of initiative. Now, when they did the Kickstarter, everybody got these as physical copies within the Kickstarter. And I remember seeing the Kickstarter. If I remember correctly, I didn't have the money to back it. And of course, there's a blank character sheet. But like I said, you probably won't need those. You just photocopy the template that you want to use, make a few changes, and boom, you're good to go. But the neat thing about pretty much everything you try to do usually will have a cost of 3. So you roll your initiative. Let's say, for argument's sake, you get a 14. You'll put your token on 14. This is one of those games that I think, for lack of a better word, the Monopoly figures, those little pewter or metal or tin figures, the thimble, the horse, the race car, the dog, something to that effect. You could even use miniatures if you're if you're a diehard D&D player or whatever. You could use miniatures for your thing. And there's a number of companies out there that make modern day and or weird fantasy miniatures. So if you were a transformed dragon, you can make a human, you whatever. You get my point. But you put your token on, or you just use different color poker chips or whatever, and you put it on the shot tracker. So, argument's sake, your initiative is a 14. You want to shoot your gun. That's a 3 shot. The 3 shot cost action. 99% of most actions you take will be 3 shots. And so you'll subtract that 3 from 14. You'll move your token down to 11. So you keep going as the GM calls out initiatives. So it's a multi-action game, but it's more like multi-phases, and then you get to do more and more things. The back of the book has a really cool list of all the Kickstarter supporters, the backers, and so they put it out. And then the last couple of pages are, reference tables for the GM and or players. It's very well laid out. There's a comprehensive glossary. It's 4 pages? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4-page glossary, and then it goes into reference tables, sample difficulties, which starts at 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, and 25. 25, 2 words, impossible. So this definitely gives you that. And then sample action values, what you're trying to do, what your action value is, and in regards to adverse conditions as well. It gives you positive and negative modifiers. And then guns. There's a whole bunch of a bag full of guns. So this is a super cool game, guys. If you ever get a chance to play it at a convention, jump on it. It's well worth your time. If the GM has the cojones, the chutzpah, the knack to run this, then it's probably going to be a good game, because this is one of those games that takes a certain amount of cojones to run it. And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm saying that because it's just over the top. You've got to keep things moving. I don't think it lends itself well to campaign play. I think this is great for, like, say you got your D&D group and Bob can't make it, so you've only got 5 out of your 6 players. Run this. Run a one-shot of this. Just rip out the characters, photocopy them. I think as a matter of fact, you can download all of the templates off the website, and you're good to go. And you make a couple choices, and boom, Bob's your uncle. You're ready to play. And this will be a fun evening of just over the top. There's a lot of adventures written for it. There's a lot of supplements. There's a lot of web information out there for this game. It's real, and this is top notch. I mean, it's full color art. It's glossy paper. Here's some villains, some NPCs. There's the typical, Chinese thug. So you can play a scrappy kid. Who doesn't love a kid in a pink T-shirt with a skateboard? Come on. You can do all kinds of cool things. And if you didn't notice, she's holding a shuriken. So she's a scrappy kid. There's also rules in here for making these guys the bad guys. So all kinds of stuff. You're playing different genres. And they give you, gosh, I can't remember. It's late, guys. I should have my fat ass in bed, but I wanted to whip out a video real quick because I just felt I wanted to do this. Yeah, you have the ancient juncture, the past juncture, the modern juncture, and the future juncture. They went away from the tropes that they had in the first edition of Feng Shui, and as everyone knows, there's 8,000 different ways to say this. I'm saying it my way. I'm from Brooklyn. If it's right, great. If it's wrong, I don't really care. I don't think Robin's going to care either, as Kurt Weigel said in his review of the game. they kept kind of an homage to the past, but yet went their own way with the second edition, and that's what's really cool. So if you have the first edition, this is not the same game. This is an upgrade. This is 2.0. There are different things in here, and that's what makes it a valuable read. And it's a worthy spot in your game collection, if I dare say the least. I think it's well worth the $49.95 price tag. Not sure if you can still buy it for that. It's been a couple of years, but check Amazon, check Drive-Thru RPG. I'm pretty sure, if nothing else, you can get the PDF of it, and that will be amazing. So that's really about it, guys. I didn't want to take up too much time. We're just over 10 minutes. I did get in the mail. I got my box of skulls for my miniatures I'm putting together. I got, if you can't really see it, but I got the giant box for Warcry, and I talked about this I think in the last video. I'm doing a Nurgle warband, Blight Kings. I'm waiting. The miniatures should be here next week. I got 2 of the miniatures already. I'm very super excited to put. It's taking everything I have not to put them together. I want to paint them in sub-assemblies before I put them together. It's just everything I've seen. I'm a huge Displate fan. You can't see it on my wall. So yeah, maybe I can turn this without making everybody sick. So there's my D20, and then there's my Qui-Gon lightsaber. Oh, and there's Warcry and everything, and you can see I'm just that side of the room that you never get to see. So hopefully I didn't make anybody sick. Apologize. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on that. Excuse me, sorry. What else? Got the Displate coming. Oh, there's a new Displate for Borderlands. So I ordered it. It's the Borderlands symbol, the arc, or I can't remember what they call it. It's late. I'm tired. But yeah, so I got that coming. I got a pretty decent, like $30, $35. So another piece of art. It's probably gonna go back on that side over there, maybe. Pretty excited about that. If you haven't seen Displate, go check them out. Displate.com. They're metal pieces of art, and they look amazing. And they're relatively cheap, and they magnetically attach to your wall. So little adhesive back, and then there's a magnet on the adhesive part, and then the metal plate sticks to it. It's amazing. I'm addicted to them, man. They look awesome. And you don't have to be super fragile with them. So if you're moving, you just throw them in a box and you're good to go. What's the other thing I was working on? Oh, I'm going to be running What's Old is New on Discord. I'm probably going to record it. I don't know if we're going to use Roll20. Fantasy Ground has a module or a rule set for it, but I'm really waiting for the new Unity Fantasy Ground. And Fantasy Ground has such a learning curve on it. It's awesome software. Don't get me wrong, but I'm tired, man. I don't want to work that hard. So I think we're just gonna roll dice on Discord. We're gonna roll real dice during this social distancing, but we're still gonna. I've got 2 of my players want to play. I think, and we're just trying to get everybody together. I'm doing 2 of my players, I think, and then some just random people off the internets, and we're gonna do that. So looking forward to that. And then, last but not least, the Stranded Kickstarter, which yours truly will be writing an adventure for, ends in a couple of hours, in about 10, 15 hours, maybe a little less. So if you haven't had a chance to back that, and you want to help out a small indie press company, and you want some cool stuff. I mean, the book is shaping up to be awesome. It's by Jay Gantry of Feral Games Inc. He's done. I go back in the archives. I've done several reviews. I've done a couple interviews with him. He's awesome. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing that. That'll be out towards the end of the year, and it'll have a free adventure written by me. So pretty excited about that. And Stranded is basically Delve in space. So if you know what Delve is and you enjoyed it and you saw my review, go check out Stranded, because it's going to be more same of the goodness with just expanded rules and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll put links in the doobly doo. This will get posted tomorrow morning because I'm just running out of steam, so I'm going to go to bed. And this has the process anyway. So anyway, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review of Feng Shui 2 and a little bit of the things coming up, some Warcry, some What's Old is New, and the end of the Stranded Kickstarter. If you haven't backed it, please go check it out. As always, peace, love, and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, as always, be nice, guys. Wash your hands, social distancing, 9 feet away, not 6 feet, 9 feet. Because if you cough, your germs can go 6 feet out of your body. So be nice. Stay away from people. Let's kill this bug. It can't spread if we don't give it the opportunity. Peace.